Franklin TV Sports presents exciting Franklin High School boys soccer. Tonight on a 78-degree evening in the beautiful town of Franklin, it's the home opener for the Franklin High boys, and they unveil a new head coach. It's Nick Goldman. Hi neighbors, and welcome to our telecast, and welcome to the 2024 fall sports season with Franklin and Franklin TV. This is Pete Royce working alongside Chris Leverone. Excitement reigns supreme here at Piscini Stadium as the Panthers take on the Tigers of Oliver Ames High School. But let's first talk about the coach, Nick Goldman. He's going to replace a legend in Fran Basitis, who is here for over 50 years. But Nick Goldman is no stranger to Franklin High soccer. He was the JV coach here for about 12 or 13 years. And 2 years ago, he left to take on the head coaching reins at Nipmuc Regional, and he coached there for 2 years, and now he's back as varsity coach. He's familiar with this team because he coached most of them up through the ranks as the JV players. For example, Captain Garrett Scagliarini, he was under the tutelage of Coach Goldman as a JV player, and now he has him as varsity. On the other side of the ledger, Oliver Ames, they are the two-time defending state champions in Division II, and they're coached by an All-American player at Assumption University back in the day, John Barata, now in his 16th year. And we're underway. Franklin in the dark blue and Oliver Ames in the traveling white, and the first one goes all the way down to their goalkeeper, and that is going to be Zach Gilson. Franklin trying to get something going. We'll give you the starting lineups as we get along. Picked up in there by Gilson. He's touched the ball twice in the first 36 seconds of this game. 26 seconds, actually, away. Last year, these two teams played to a 1-1 tie as OA scored in the final minute or two to notch the tie. Franklin driving it through. This is Andre Misagia. Tips it around. Franklin still controlling. They get it down low. And now it's going to be knocked out of bounds. And this should be a goal kick coming up for the Panthers. The first corner kick, I should say. The first corner for Franklin. And having the honors for the Panthers will be Captain Matt Honekamp. Starting in goal for Franklin is a senior. And that is Nick Francisco. Francisco, the senior. Here is Honekamp setting it up. He's a senior midfielder. Franklin with the first opportunity, minute and a half in. Honekamp drives it towards the goal. Good look, but it's turned away at the last minute. Kicked out. This should be another goal kick. Again, we'll do it again. Corner kicks. 2 straight corners for the Panthers. Honekamp again. Put it close. Just hit away. Drives it low. This time it's free. And a good defender there blocked it before it could get to Gilson. And so OA withstands the pressure. They've lost a lot from their championship team. They've lost a lot of players. In fact, of their 52 goals scored last year, 45 were by players who are no longer at OA. They've graduated. So they've lost a ton. But it's a sound program. This is Luke Churchill with it. The deepest drive of the game so far for the Tigers. Again, Francisco, the senior goalkeeper there for Franklin. Franklin lost a lot to graduation as well, but they have a lot of seniors on this team. Lost a lot of the soccer players who also played basketball, like Sean O'Leary and Hansi Jakes, Bradley Herndon. But it's a new year and a new coach. Franklin sends it down, and they'll keep going with it. 37:02 left, first half. Putting it in play for the Panthers is Wyatt Herndon. He's one of their captains, along with Scagliarini and Matt Honekamp. Franklin controls it. Nice move there. That was the nice play by Mason Connor, senior midfield forward. And is tossed in by Wyatt Herndon. in front. Now defended nicely by the Tigers. Kept in by Franklin. Keeping it in there was Jackson LaBella. And Franklin's back line will turn it back. Nice play by Gabe Terry, the senior defender. And now it's a potential break. No, it's taken back by Owe, but that's going to be out of bounds. And I think Franklin, let's see who they say, it's off of Owe. Franklin will have it. Nice defense by Franklin, turned in there by Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. Shade covering most of the field. Beautiful night here in Franklin for the opening game of the 2024 soccer season. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV and streaming on YouTube. Chris Leverone with the sights and sounds for your viewing pleasure. 4.5 minutes in, we're scoreless. Franklin so far with the territorial advantage in this game. Owe will have it on the far side. The lights are on because of the deep shadows. Franklin steals it to midfield. Now it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Panthers. Nick Goldman, the new coach for the Franklin High Panthers, but no stranger to Franklin soccer. Longtime JV coach under Fran Bositis. The ball is kicked into the woods and well out of play. Panthers will have it. Under 35 left. 2 40-minute halves here in high school soccer in Massachusetts. Violation, the ball will go back to the Tigers. A lot going on tonight. Football is out in Central Catholic up in Lawrence, and they have a big game tonight. That game should also be televised on Franklin TV a little later on, I believe, this evening. Ball is tipped down by Garrett Scagliarini, and he's going to send it up to teammate. Bounces back to Scagliarini and ricochets off, ping-ponged around. Now it's going to go all the way back to Francisco, and he'll have to kick it because it came from a teammate. Panthers playing strong, sound soccer here today. Player goes down, and no call. They let the boys play. It's going to send it back deep. Nice side kick there by a Panther, but unfortunately out of bounds. And the Tigers will control it with 33:46 left in the first half. Pete Royce with you. We're in the press box, the Leone press box at Piscini Stadium. Crowd perhaps cut down a little bit tonight because of the football game going on also tonight, but that's on the road. 3 soccer games here today. JVs played, freshmen played, and now the varsity played, all at the beautiful Franklin High campus. And this is going to be Francisco, who's going to take that pop-up and secure it firmly into his chest, and he'll have his first punt of the game. Francisco, off the side of his foot, not very deep, but lunged forward to midfield. Now the Tigers take it back. Hesitation move. Up on the left wing it comes to Luke Churchill. And out of bounds, and it'll be Owe with the ball. 0-0 is our score. Putting it in play is Derek Walsh. Walsh will throw it. Headed out by the Panthers. And controlled now by Craig Churchill. Stolen on a nice move here. Beautiful move by Wyatt Herndon on the right wing. Coming up with it there is Mason Connor. And Connor's blast is hauled in by Zach Gilson, their junior goalkeeper. Good break for the Panthers on a beautiful steal. And here comes Owe back. Joshua Mercieri. It's quieted down on the left side by Cyrus Hanjani. And now deep it goes to the top to Craig Churchill. Franklin steals it to midfield. Franklin very sound here. Oh, the lead away pass was deflected off the leg of Andre Masagia. It goes back to the OA zone with 31:30 to go, first half. We're scoreless here from Franklin's Piscini Stadium. Franklin with some good checking, almost a steal there by Wyatt Herndon. He's got that great speed, which we've seen for so long. He's a senior, Wyatt Herndon. Franklin drives it in, it rolls up to the foot of Zach Gilson. Gilson, a junior. Franklin has probably had the better scoring opportunities with 2 corner kicks and that steal and the recent opportunity 2-on-2, so to speak. But the blast there was turned back by Gilson. Franklin at midfield. Franklin in the dark navy blue with white trim, OA. Orange and black and white shirts. Franklin drives it forward. It's blocked. Franklin continues on. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Oliver Ames. First sub coming in for the game. First move by Nick Goldman. And the sub with the ball. It's driven in but saved by Gilson. The sub for Franklin, I believe, was Josh Rappa. And that's going to be rolled out of bounds, and it'll be away with the ball. Under 30 minutes left first half, so we've played 10. 30 to go here in the first half. Just about the whole field now in shadow. Trying to get to it was Andre Misagia. Chasing it down now for Franklin is Rappa. Rappa is a junior forward, Josh Rappa. Rappa tries to get to it, cannot. Pass on the right wing there by Owe. Turned back at midfield by the Panthers, and here they come. Driven forth, just ahead for Wyatt Herndon. He gets to it, but before he gets to it, a nice move by Zach Gilson. Gilson challenged the oncoming attacker and won it. And Gilson, short kick, takes a nice bounce to the midfield area. Now across the 50 in a violation against the Tigers. Franklin will have the ball. 28:30 to go, first half. Another season of soccer. We'll tell you about this Franklin team last year and how far they went. They were 15-0-5 heading into the tournament, heading into the quarterfinal round of the tournament. And there they met Needham. For their only loss of the season came in game number 21. So they're 15-0-5, and then they lost to Needham, and Needham went on to go to the state finals. That game against Needham, I believe, was 3-0 Needham. But what a year last year for Coach Fran Basitis. And now it's Nick Goldman's turn. Under 28 to go. Franklin with the ball in the offensive end. Teeing it up there is Matt Honekamp. He'll have a free positional hit. They're going to bring it to the 25. See if Franklin sets up the wall to the right of the field, to the left of goalkeeper Gilson, and Honekamp will address the ball there. He's going to drive it all the way through, all the way in on goal, and the leaping save, a slight leap by Zach Gilson. No score. Remember, these two teams played last year. 1-1 was your final. Joshua Braz Ferreira with it, and that's all the way through and now saved out of there by the Panthers. But Owe keeps it in. Middle of the field, Franklin steals it. Out to out to Wyatt Herndon. His pass goes to Misagia. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. We'll have to check on that later in the season, as Wyatt Herndon will win the ball. Under 27 to go, first half. Slight breeze blowing, kind of across the field from the far side to the near side. Just perfect conditions here for the opener. Rappa. He's going to throw it all the way through. It gets through, but is now cleared by Owe. Left-footed boot. Headed there by the Panthers, Jackson Labella. Honekamp, Matt tries to send away Herndon, but his shot was blocked. And Owe takes it back at midfield and beyond. With it here, I believe was Craig Churchill. Franklin with the steal. Comes out to Braze Ferreira. Now sent in, but it's blocked and it's going to roll in and be handled by Nick Francisco, the senior goalkeeper. For Nick Goldman. Francisco, a better boot this time. A nice blast. Couple of headers. It's going to roll out of bounds with 25:30 to go in the first half. 0-0. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV, and we're streaming on YouTube. Couple of subs coming in, one for each team. And checking in for Franklin is going to be Alex Connell, the senior forward, wearing number 7. Throw in by the Panthers. Franklin with the steal in the offensive zone. Throw in, driven forward. Gilson comes out of goal to make the save. Technically not a save, but to gather the ball in. It wasn't on target, so I believe no official save is tallied there. And a push, but no call. The referees are letting the boys play tonight. 79 degrees at game time here in Franklin. Chipped forward. Franklin's back line is there. This is Gabe Terry, the senior defender, but he gets through, and here's a drive and the goal. The ball got through. It looked like a save, and now the ball got through and the goal by Owe. They lead it 1-0. So the ball got through. It looked like Franklin was going to save it. I believe that goal is by Cyrus Hanjami. Cyrus Hanjami with the goal unofficially at 23:30. So Hanjami at 23:30 makes it 1-0 Owe. Franklin turns it back over to Owe. The Panthers try to get it back. They cannot. It's taken back by Braze Ferreira. And he'll send it to the back line where it's knocked forward by Gabe Terry. 1-0 Tigers. This was the total they had against Franklin in last year's game. These two teams only play once during the regular season. 1-1 tie last year. Here's Honekamp. Out deep for Jackson Labella. Honekamp with a nice move. Terrific footwork by Honekamp. But his ball is taken back. Matt comes back and steals it back. He goes down. Franklin battling beautifully for it. And a whistle stops play. A violation against Owe. And Franklin will have a free positional hit here inside the 25 for Matt Honekamp. He earned that ball. See, the wall is set up to the left of Honekamp. On the right, he's got Labella. See what Honekamp elects to do. Last time he tried one all the way in on goal. Players maneuvering for position. Here comes Matt. He's going to drive it low through that first wall and couldn't get through. High clearing pass is going to stay in bounds. And Franklin tries to get to it. Good defense. It's going to go to Owe. Nice play by the Tiger on that. And they'll have the ball in the offensive zone with a 1-0 lead. Ball comes out to midfield. 21-20 left in the first half. OA, the two-time defending state champion. They play in Division II, a smaller enrollment than Franklin, but a great program. They send away on the left wing, coming in alone. What a save by Francisco. He took on the charging Joshua Braze Ferreira and blocked it with his left shoulder. The save of the night by Nick Francisco, the senior, and he blasts one out to midfield, out of bounds. No, still in bounds, now out. Franklin with the ball. This is Jackson Labella. Subs coming in, one for each team. And coming in for Franklin on the sub is going to be Jabrel Brahimi. Brahimi in, wearing number 21 in dark navy blue. Halfway through the first half, 1-0 OA with the lead. Little drop back pass, left-footed boot. Franklin comes back to stymie it. And now the Panthers do win the ball. Headed the other way by OA. Now with some space, the Franklin Panthers will send it out to Alex Connell. Alex has the ball off an OA Tiger, and he'll send one forward. Headed there, trying to free up Panther on that play. Trying to get free was Josh Rappa. Chipped forward, and again, coming forward with it was Rappa. Still in play on the near side. Under 20 minutes to go, almost 19 left here in the first half. Franklin will have the ball. And this is Josh Rappa. Looks like he's going to run it up and fire it away. Sub coming in for the Panthers. Ball is thrown deeply. This is the sub chasing it down for Franklin, and that will be Wyatt Herndon. He's a starter, but he was sitting out for a while. Now he's back in the game. Franklin will take it from the far side now. And again, the run up, the two-handed lob, right through and picked out of midair by Gilson. Gilson's been strong in goal for the Tigers. Gilson, only a junior. Franklin with some pressure in the offensive zone. Sent out to midfield. Tipped back there by Gabe Terry. In front, Rappa hit off of his mark. Ball loose, Rappa again. Over to Herndon, and Hill could not handle it. Out it comes to midfield by OA. And with it here is going to be Bernie Eli, and a whistle stops play. And the Panthers will have it back on their own zone. 17-16 left first half, 1-0 OA with the lead. Two-time defending state champions in Division II. A long drive is going to go off ahead of a OA Tiger and into the midsection of their goalkeeper, Zach Gilson. 17 minutes left, first half. Gilson will punt it. High punt, deep punt. What a punt there. A lot of reverse action on the Franklin stoppage. And here with it is Bernie Eli. Sent through on the right wing, and it's going to be Empty goal there for a minute. Maybe a little miscommunication. The goalkeeper was coming out, but a defender was also there, and it did manage to come in safely to the Panthers, but it was a little bit eerie of a feeling when they went back and forth. Franklin now to midfield with it, and they'll have a free kick from inside midfield. 16:13 to go. 1-0, Oliver Ames. And the drive over everything off his line was Gilson to haul it in. He's been active with that deep mauve shirt in there. Franklin tries for the steal, cannot get it. Away, sends one through. It's going to be chased down in there by a Panther. It's a sub in the game. It's Ethan Pramod. Now it's taken back by Alex Connell for the Panther, and he'll send it back to Francisco. Midfield. Battle for it there with Jabril Brahimi. And Owe wins it with 15:22 to go here in the first half. Crowd still settling in here at Piscini Stadium. Fairly good crowd on hand for the home opener, the season opener for both teams, actually. Franklin trying to get something going, trying to get the equalizer, and is headed back and picked off in there as Herndon was charging in. Picked off by Gilson. He's been active. Under 15 left, first half. Gilson, punt, off the chest of a Panther. Taken back by Owe, the rush on the right wing, and a nice save there by Franklin. Beautiful play, they win the ball. Franklin goes to work near their bench. Short toss, controlled here by Brahimi. Brahimi to Connell, Alex. For Rappa, back to Brahimi. Now with it for Franklin is Pramod. Ethan Pramod, P-R-A-M-O-D, Pramod. Under 14 left, first half. Throw in coming by Derek Walsh, the sophomore. Headed the other way, but out of bounds off the head there of Ethan Pramod. So advancing up forward is Derek Walsh. His throw in, headed forward. Franklin back, a little ping pong action. Who's it going to be off? No call yet. Franklin with the ball. 13:20 to go here in the first half. 1-0 away over Franklin. Brahimi tries to battle for it. Now Franklin comes out with it. A little rush on the right wing. Coming forward fast was Connell, but he still gains possession. Good job by Connell to Brahimi. He'll drop it back for Pramod. And Pramod goes to work. Ethan sends it in to Rappa. Rappa tips it forward. And now it's turned over and cleared to the 35-yard line by Owe. And they'll send it back at midfield defending for the Panthers is Luke Georges. Luke is starter. Owe sends one high. It's in play by Franklin. A lot of spin on the ball. Now they drive it to the right wing. Nice stoppage there by Alex Connell, but his shot or pass is blocked. Connell gets it back. He chips it forward for Rappa. Rappa tied up, and a whistle and a foul called on Franklin's Alex Connell. It'll be a free kick for Owe. With 12 minutes, just under 12 to go here in the first half. Pete Royce with you, Chris Leverone with the sights and sounds for your viewing pleasure. Opening game of 2024. New coach, new environment. Same competitive spirit for both teams, actually. These are two rivals in many ways. Oway has dominated the Davenport division of the Hawk for the last 5 years. They've won that division 5 straight years. 3-time state champions here in the last 15 years. Ball is sent upfield, and it's going to go out of bounds. Chased down there by Franklin, and they'll have it. Covered there by Jackson Labella. His throw is headed out. Connell blocks it to Honekamp with that good footwork. Nice pass on the left side. And that pass went to Andre Misagia. Headed the other way by the Panthers. Coming up on 11 minutes to go in the first half. Franklin with the steal. Blocked. And taken back by Craig Churchill, senior. Good movement here by Oway. Pass was a little bit slow in coming together, and it's going to be a turnover, and Franklin will have it with 10:45 to go in the first half. Just about the whole stadium now in shade. Not quite reached us here in the press box. We're still battling the sun. And the throw in by the Panthers. Franklin tries to settle it down. Connell, he'll drop it back, now forward. Nice header there by Rappa. His ball is chased down, now kicked on goal to Gilson. He'll have to kick it. He drops one low for Alejandro Landaverdi. The starters for Franklin. In goal, we said Francisco, Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan, Jason Proenka, Garrett Scagliarini, Matt Honekamp, Wyatt Herndon, Andre Misagia, Mason Connor, Jackson Labella, Luke Georges, and Gabe Terry. Back for Oway. Franklin at midfield. Honekamp chips it forward. Back over to Connell. Alex signaling a player to cut in. He gets to him, and the shot is just deflected. Deflected on a nice defensive play as Herndon went for it, but it was blocked at the last minute by Nicholas Babanikis. Nice play by Babanikis as Herndon was in on the play. Connell looked for Herndon, nodded to him to cut, and he got the pass to him, and Herndon unloaded, but Babanikis made the stop and deflected the ball away from the potential tying score. Kept in here by Jackson Labella for Connell. Alex chips it forward, almost the same play. This time going around is Rappa. Rappa controlling it, couldn't get the leg on the ball. Couldn't unload. A good look, though, for the Panthers. And Connell's been setting up the plays beautifully. That one to Rappa, previous one to Herndon. 8:36 to go here in the first half. 1-0, Franklin trailing Oliver Ames. Free kick coming up for the Tigers. Both teams playing good defense. Not a lot of scoring opportunities in this one. Ball is sent forward up to Braze Ferreira. And now it's in on goal. And the save there by Nick Francisco. The backup goalie for Franklin is Casey Flynn. Flynn is a junior. The starter, Francisco, with the kick right here, is a senior. Franklin to midfield. Nice move by Connell. Cannot keep it in, however, and it'll be awarded to the Tigers with 7:36 to go here in the first half. Throw in coming below us to Derek Walsh. And Walsh will just drop it low for Luke Churchill. Back to the back line to Alejandro Ladaverdi. Back to Ladaverdi. back on the left wing here for Derek Walsh. Back deep it goes to Landaverdi. Under 7 to go, first half. The steal by Franklin. Rappa tries to get to it, cannot. It's chipped to midfield and headed forward by Owe. Franklin sends it the other way. Nobody there, and Gilson will come out of goal to haul it in with 6:40 to go here in the first half. Owe with 1 goal. It came at 23:30 of the first half. 23:30 remaining of the first half. That's when the goal was scored. Long kick here to midfield. Franklin. The steal. Rappa. His shot is blocked. Now coming in on the play for Franklin with the Panthers was Andre Masagia. The ball is sent in deep. And let's see what they're going to say here. Franklin will have the throw in on the far side. Rappa will throw it in, I believe. Under 6 minutes left in the first half. The run up and the long throw. It's picked out of the air by Gilson. Gilson's been a strong factor in this game. His long punt. Franklin booms it the other way with just as long of a punt. Headed by Owe now. Franklin comes out of the pack with it. Spin move there. And Franklin misses on that. Now they control it again. And it's going to roll through. And Franklin going for the home run ball here in the last couple of passes. Ball is overrun by Franklin and a push down. That's going to be Franklin with the ball here with 5:09 to go in the first half. 1-0. Oliver Ames with the lead. Competitive game. Remember last year, 1-1 the final. 1 of 5 ties recorded by Franklin last year. And here we go. Left-footed boot. Headed out. Franklin tries to keep it in. With that attempt there for Franklin was Jackson Labella. Franklin sizes it up, a little chipper into the block area. Franklin still controlling now. A nice steal by Owe. Franklin takes it back again. Hesitation move. Hesitation dribble. Owe to midfield. Franklin with 3 defenders back, 1 charging attacker, and the push here, and Franklin will win it. Franklin will win the ball with 4 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0. Well, we figured it would be low scoring, and it's played that way. Only 1 goal in the first 36 minutes of this game. Wrap up. Trying to control. A lot of new faces out there on the field for Franklin. But as we said, they have a lot of seniors. Both teams have lost a lot from last year's teams. 3:22 left, first half. Away with the throw in front of the Franklin bench. Overshot his teammate. Franklin to midfield. Knocked back in on a driving kick by Owe. Now it's controlled here momentarily by the Panthers. With it there was Richie Popovic. And the ball rolls in on Francisco, and he's going to go back and boot it away. Francisco, long kick, drives it way downfield. Owe very good on covering those long ones. And Franklin still controls it. This is Connor Mason. Owe takes it back with under 2:25 left, first half. Owe charging upfield. Short pass goes behind the teammate Bernie Eli. Now breaking through. Franklin trying to get position. Nice give and go pass in front. And coming back, a good defensive play by Franklin. They help out Francisco now with a centering kick. It's blocked again. Wide open here in the last minute. Franklin charges up, can't get it cleared. Is back to Walsh. Derek Walsh, he loses it. Franklin will send it away for Herndon. Couldn't clear that defender. If he clears that defender, Herndon is off to the races. Franklin still controlling now with 2 minutes left. The clock is stopped on the big Piscini Stadium scoreboard. Controlled by the officials here for the last two. Head out of bounds. It'll be Franklin with the throw-in. Under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Wyatt Herndon. Sub coming in for Franklin. Coming in is Rappa. And going out for Franklin is Richie Popovic. So it'll be Rappa now on the throw-in. And Herndon is up front, right in front of the goal. Here's Rappa. Long pass right in front. It's tipped by the goalkeeper, but not all the way out. Oliver Ames with a nice hesitation move, and they clear it towards midfield. Kept in. Time winding down here in the first half. Away holding on to a 1-goal-to-none lead. And they'll get a free kick at their own 40 or 39. Franklin dropping back. Here's the boot. Looping kick. Headed by a Panther to another Panther and yet a third Panther. With it here is Andre Misagia. Give and go. Franklin coming through. A lot of momentum. They can't carry it through, and it's going to be sent back to Gilson. Here again, we're in the final, I'd say 45 seconds, maybe less in the first half. Ball is contained here by Franklin's Jackson Labella. Now he'll drop it all the way back, and there's the double whistle, and the first half has come to a close. Tightly contested, as you would imagine, between these two rivals. Remember, last year, Franklin Noe played to a 1-1 tie. The only goal tonight was by, we believe, Cyrus Hanjami at 23:30, so about midway through the first half, and that was on a nice play. It looked like nothing was there, and all of a sudden, Hanjami came out of the pack with it on a deflection, I believe, by Franklin. The steal there, and Hanjami buried it from long range, but a good angle, and that's our only score of the game. So the home opener here, the season opener, has been a battle between two defensive-minded teams, and after 40 minutes of play, it's OA 1 and Franklin High School nothing. We're going to take a break in our coverage and come back in about 8 or 9 minutes for the start of the second half. You're watching exciting Franklin High boys lacrosse on Franklin TV. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Piscini Stadium on the Franklin High campus. Pete Royce with you, Chris Leverone producing today's game. We're at halftime, second half about to begin. Oliver Ames in the visiting white with orange and black trim leads it over Franklin 1-0 after the first 40 minutes of play. This is the opening game of the season. Franklin coming off a nice record of 15-0 and 15-1-5 last year. And their only loss came in the quarterfinal rounds of the state tournament against Needham High School, who went to the state finals that year. And for Oliver Ames, they not only won everything last year in Division II, they repeated for the second year in a row, state champions in Division II. We gave you the starting lineup for Franklin. We'll give you the starting lineup for OA. Drew Hall, Zach Gilson in goal, Alejandro Landaverdi starting, Nicholas Babanika starting, Luke Churchill, Chris Hanjami's got the lone goal, Joshua Mercieri, Craig Churchill, Connor Hendrick, Joshua Braz Ferreira, and Derek Walsh. Franklin now defending the goal to your right, Oliver Ames defending the goal to the left, and their goalkeeper has been very good tonight, Zach Gilson, the junior. Franklin down 1-0, the start of the second half on a gorgeous night here in Franklin. Ball is wrestled free and Franklin wins the battle. And they're going to take it to midfield, blocked there by OA, but still momentum brings it all the way into Gilson. He was toying with the defender, almost cost him as Franklin almost had a steal and Gilson was way out of net. But it goes to Oliver Ames. Now it's retreated back. Franklin kicks it out of bounds. It'll be OA with the ball. Kicked out there, I believe, by Luke Georges. Georges again, blocked by OA. Now the steal by Franklin. Stolen back by Oliver Ames in the offensive zone. A little push, but no call made. Franklin tries to come out with it, and they do. And with it there for the Panthers was Garrett Scagliarini, one of their captains. But Gilson has it. 73 degrees right now in Franklin as Gilson tees it up to midfield. Franklin chases it down. This is Misagia. Andre, a junior midfield forward. As the Nick Goldman era in Franklin boys soccer has begun here tonight, the new coach of Franklin, Nick Goldman. But as we said in the open, a familiar face and figure on the sidelines. Coach Javies here up until 2 years ago for about 12 years or 13 years in a row as it's fielded by Nick Francisco. He left for 2 years to be the head coach at Nipmuc Regional. Now he's back as the varsity head coach here in Franklin. Ball goes to Jason Prowenka, who started here tonight. Tipped out, and it's going to be OA with the throw-in from midfield. Prowenka defending and steals it. Jason Prowenka, now it's stolen back. Franklin battling for it. Heads up play by Scagliarini, but controlled by OA. They send one in, but coming back for it and making a nice defensive play is Jackson Labella to thwart that possible advance by the Tigers. Almost 3 minutes into the second half. 1-0. Franklin trailing it over Oliver Ames. Against Oliver Ames. Throw in for OA. That's going to go out of bounds. It should be a corner. The first corner of the game for OA. Franklin had 2 in a row in the first half. It's quickly put in. Now the drive there is over everything. Oh my goodness, way out of bounds on that kick. So they try to put it in play fast. Little short pass and then the unload, but way deep and over everything. And Franklin will have it the other way on the goal kick of their own. Rolled over to the right. What a way to start for Franklin against the two-time defending state champions. They send Prowenka away, but Gilson is there first, and he hauls it in. That's what Gilson's done. It's a timing play. You have to choose whether to make your move or not, and he's made it successfully a number of times tonight. And now he's rewarded with that effort with a fine punt. Momentum carries it back. Gabe Perry will chase it down, can't get to it. It's going to go out of bounds, and Franklin will have the ball. 35 minutes and change left here in the game. Franklin 1-0. Away, settles it back down. Now they drive it forward. They have a player out there, but it's going to be picked off in there by Nick Francisco. Nick will punt it. High kick. It's going to hit ahead of an away player. Franklin drives it forward on the blast there by Luke Georges. All the way down. Franklin with the chance. The shot hits the crossbar. Hits the crossbar on the blast by Franklin. Taking the blast was Wyatt Herndon. Proenka centers it up for Honekamp. Franklin with another blast. That one is over everything on the left-footed boot there by Andre Misagia. Missagia. I believe that's pronounced Misagia. What a look for Herndon. It hit the crossbar. That would have been the equalizer. But Owe holds on to the 1-goal lead, 1-0. It's going to be driven back to Gilson. He'll have to kick it. Oncoming traffic. And Owe sends it to midfield. Hit to the back line for Luke Georges. Over to Jabril Brahimi. And it'll roll up on Gilson from a teammate. 33:51 left in the game. To midfield we go. Brahimi chasing it down. Away. Back to Gabe Perry. Perry drops it back. Franklin is going to send one in. Proenka, he gets to the ball. He shoots. It's going to be an offside call here. Palms up from one of the Franklin players. The goal went in, but it would not count. And offside, I believe, is the call. Mason Connor raised his palms up to the official, but the official wouldn't buy it. Offside against the Panthers. That could have tied the game. Away will have it back with 33:04 left. One of the players takes the long driving boot. Strong arm. You can see why he had that kick. Chased down on the far side by Joshua Braz Ferreira. Player goes down for the Panthers. Driven in on the right side. Too strong and ahead of the field. Intended for Hadjami, who I believe has the lone goal of this game. Too far in front, and it'll be a goal kick coming for Franklin. Whistle stops play. Sub going in and out for Oliver Ames. Football playing tonight at Central Catholic. That game also on Franklin TV. Field hockey opens up on Tuesday, September 10th, home against Foxborough. Time is TBD. And checking a couple of other things. Girls soccer opens up Friday the 13th, home at 3:30 against Foxborough. Franklin with a good penetration move, but it's blocked by Owe, and the Tigers will dribble it through in their own zone. Good control by the Tiger, and he sends it up to Cyrus Hanjami. His pass is blocked. Franklin tries to cover it, but Owe comes out with it. Long driving pass on the left wing, and Franklin will chase it down. With it out there is Jackson Labella. Franklin trying to flip the field quickly. Hesitation move by Honekamp. He's got all kinds of moves. Matthew Honekamp. Sent out. It'll be off of Owe. Franklin will have it. Almost 9 minutes into the second half. Owe with 1 goal in the first half, and so far it's held up. Remember, last year these two teams played. It was 1-0 Franklin, and then in the final minute or so, Owe scored to tie it, and that's where that one ended. Ball is deflected and it's going to be out of bounds. Franklin will go back on defense. With it is Hanjami. Nice pass coming through, blocked, and Franklin sends it out. Tip little pass there by Georges, but kept back in by Oliver Ames. Working for position around the circle. They try to send the Tiger away, but too far in front and go out of bounds. Goal kick coming for the Franklin High Panthers. 30 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. Franklin will next be in action on the 10th of September, Tuesday, and they will host King Philip at a 4 o'clock game. Old rival KP. Franklin with it now in the game for Franklin is Danny Reese. Danny Reese, that is got to be Sam Reese's brother. How about that? Old broadcaster, my old broadcast partner, Sam Reese, his brother Danny Reese is in the game. He's a senior now. Wow. And Sam is a junior at Syracuse University. So Danny in the game. Georges fakes the drive and will wait for a whistle. Now he gets it. Under 30 minutes left in the game. Georges, boot on the right side. Kept in by Franklin. Left-footed boot. Goes through. Now it's back out. This is Reese. He chips it forward. Now it's headed around in traffic. Oliver Ames couldn't clear it, and Franklin lobs one forward. Now away. Sends it to the midfield area and beyond. Out of bounds, Franklin will have it. So how about Danny Reese in the action here for Franklin? Got to believe his brother Sam might be tuned in up in central New York at Syracuse University. Our other broadcast partner, Ryan Martin, is at his second year at University of Maryland, and Nippon Goyle, I believe, is a junior at New York University. Little update on our broadcast alums here on Franklin TV. 28-16 to go in the game, 1-0. Oliver Ames holding on. Blocked. Trying to keep it in for Franklin there on the far side was Ethan Pramod. But it's going to go over to OA. Under 28 minutes left. Oh, Franklin chips it forward to try to send the player through, but it was blocked. Good move in front, and it's hit way upfield on a nice defensive play. And now Franklin will go to their goalkeeper. He has to kick it, and now he loops one high to get away from traffic. Big bounce there, headed out forward by OA. Another header by OA. Now they'll tap it back. 27-19 left here in the game. OA lost so many players from last year's championship team. But they're back performing well under Coach John Brada, who played his college soccer at Assumption University in Worcester. He was an All-American. Nice drive there by Mason Connor to hold it down. Franklin controlling it beyond midfield, trying to tie the game. They're down 1-0. Turned over, and OA comes back with it. Good defense by Franklin. The players just slipped. But Franklin still manages possession. This is Honekamp. Matthew sends one away, looking for Rappa. Rappa gets to it. Rappa charging in. Now there's too many white shirts in the way, and one of them clears it beyond midfield. Franklin's Gabe Terry. He'll drop it over. Franklin charging it back. Luke Georges. And the long boot out to midfield. Franklin tries to get through it. In on the play for Franklin was Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. Now it's going to be out of bounds. off of Craig Churchill. No, they're going to say off Franklin. Under 26 minutes to go. Throw in coming for Connor Hendrick. Franklin subbing a few players. Coming in the game for Franklin is going to be, let's check it here, Ethan Pramod. Franklin with a little break. Rappa sends one forward. It tries to be settled down, and it is by Owe. They're very good in the defensive end. Very sound technique and so forth. Holding their positions well. Now they'll take it on the left side, rolled in and wide. It's going to be kept in. And now the shot and the header and the rebound and the save. So Francisco took a chance by letting the ball go, but it never went out of bounds. And then it was a centering pass and the header, and Francisco makes the save. Out it comes to Franklin's Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. On the left side, Terry tries to chase it down. He goes down in a heap, and it's going to be Owe with the ball. Owe's only goal came with 23:30 left. About a half a game ago, because we're almost coming up on that same portion in the second half. That same timing mark of 23:30. We're at actually 24:16 right now. So we've gone almost a half of a game with only that one, with no goals, and that one goal just before that. That's the type of defensive struggle this has been. The season opener for both teams. What a way to start. Right into the heart of the matter. It's going to be a corner kick for Oliver Ames. Their second one. They drive it low, blocked. Now the rebound again comes through. Franklin sends it, the shot, and the goal. The ball was loose, and then putting it home for Oliver Ames was Craig Churchill, I believe. Craig Churchill. So the corner pays off, and Craig Churchill makes it 2-0. Score comes at 23:40, almost exactly where the first half goal came at 23:30. This is 23:40. 2-0. Oliver Ames increases its lead. Well, we mentioned no goals for half a game, and there it is, bingo, another goal. So now Franklin down by 2. Garrett Scagliarini sends one down to the Franklin bench. Franklin, we'll see if they have to open things up a little bit. Down by 2, still plenty of time, 22:40 left. Nice control here by Cyrus Hanjami. We believe he's got the first goal. And there's a big block, and going down hard was Andre Misaglia on the block by Hanjami, but no call made. No, there is a call. It's going to be a free kick for Garrett Scagliarini. This is Garrett, one of the captains with Honekamp and Herndon. Scagliarini, his dad's the assistant coach. Garrett curls one in. It gets through, and the goalkeeper was out. The rebound, the blast there is too long and too high by Andre Misaglia. And it'll be a goal kick coming for the Oliver Ames Tigers with 21:52 to go here in the game. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV, and we're streaming on YouTube. Pete Royce with the call, Chris Leverone with the production here tonight. Long kick to midfield and beyond. Headed forward by Franklin, but stolen back by Owe. On the left wing with some daylight. Player dribbling, nice lead drop pass. Spinning through a 360 by a Owe Tiger, and Franklin tries to control it. Cannot, and is kept in by Owe, and their blast, it looked like it ricocheted off a defender and just rolled beyond the goal kick, but off of Franklin. So it will be Owe with the ball with 21:05 left here in the game. Are they going to call this a corner? Yes, they are. A corner kick. Remember, OA indirectly scored on a corner kick just a few minutes ago. Player down. Looks like a cramp for a player for OA, and the referee sees it and stops play. This is Luke Churchill, the senior, on the field there. It looks like a cramp on that calf. Play stops with 20:55 left. The player is up. That's Luke Churchill. He's trying to stretch it out, and he looks like, is he going to stay in? Yes, he's going to stay in the game. He's going to stay in. Almost midway through the second half, a corner kick coming for Oliver Ames. They've been pretty good on corners. And taking the corner is Jackson Mercieri. Low driving kick, hit out of there, but out of bounds. So it'll be away. No, not out of bounds. Kept in. A long kick the other way, and making the save and tapping it to himself was Nick Francisco, with a player charging in on him. He got to the ball in time. Couldn't get it on that high driving kick. Tapped it to himself and then made the second save. Out to midfield, Franklin. Little kick forward, now back the other way for the Panthers. Nice steal by Franklin. They're going to charge up the middle of the field. They got some numbers. Chip forward. Oh, they couldn't get that last defender out of the way. They had a player going in alone. Back the other way, Oliver Ames. They settle it down. They're so sound with their technique and their field positioning. Now Franklin will take it. Nice spin move coming across the midfield, sending it in, looking for Rappa. He's going to get to it. The shot is blocked. The shot is blocked on a nice move by the defender on Josh Rappa. And it stays 2-0. 19 and a half minutes to go in the game. It's going to be a corner coming up for Franklin. Corner kick, they had a couple. With the honors on this corner is going to be Jason Proenka, the junior. Jason, he's going to go low. It's saved in front. Ball loose, kicked out of there. And now Franklin chases it back and they control it. Now it's tipped the other way. They couldn't connect on that pass, sent all the way upfield on the left wing in front of the OA bench. They relieved the pressure beautifully, do the OA Tigers. And a leg lock there and a foul called on OA. The player raised his hands. He thought he was fouled, but he's the one called for it. And Franklin will have the free kick deep in their own end with 18:34 to go. Low kick kind of drops down near their own 40. Taken back now by OA's Craig Churchill. And he hits it out of bounds, and Franklin will have the ball. 2-0. Franklin has given up a goal almost at the same relative point in each of the two halves, around the 23:30, 23:40 mark. That's been it for scoring. Coming through was Bernie Eli on the far side. Franklin will have the toss in, under 18 to go. Pass up at the right wing. It's going to be kicked high. A lot of spin on the ball. Franklin with the steal. Sent forward by Oliver Ames. Out front it comes to Nicholas Babanicas. His ball is blocked. Taken back by Danny Reese. Danny Reese makes the play and draws the foul. Nice play by Danny Reese. Franklin trying to get something on the board. Kicked way deep on the offensive zone by Oliver Ames. The goalkeeper is out. He's way out of position, But Franklin controlling the ball. Now Francisco gets back into his goal crease and a timeout for an injury. The player down right in front of us. It's a cramp. That's the second player, one on each team, to have that muscle cramp in the calf. Play stops with 16:51. We think it's Garrett Scaglier. No, it is Wyatt Herndon trying to stretch it out with the help from a teammate. Wyatt Herndon, the speedster. No, I was right the first time. It was Garrett Scagliarini. Scagliarini being stretched out now. $16.51. Scagliarini cannot stand up. Mentioned it was a warm night, 78 degrees at game time. Not very humid, however. But still, the way the boys are running up and down, you can have that happen. 73 degrees right now. I believe this is a assistant trainer, rather a per diem trainer helping out. Trainer Jen is out with football in Lawrence. And so we have a backup trainer here tonight trying to get Garrett straightened out. And Garrett is up, favoring that right calf, walking better. And I'm sure we'll see the captain back here later on in this game. He'll take a breather on the sideline. When play resumes, there'll be 16:51 to go in the game. 2-0, Oliver Ames with the lead. Franklin will have the free kick. Here we go. Franklin needs 2 goals to tie. Out in front, Andre Misagia. Stolen back by Oliver Ames, and here come the Tigers. Franklin hustles back to turn it back the other way. Now a whistle and a foul called on Owe. And a Panther is down again. Panther is down. I don't think this is a cramp. I think this was from the collision. Getting on his feet is Wyatt Herndon. Herndon is okay. He's going to stay in the game. Free kick coming for Franklin. 16:09 left. And here we go. Short kick for Matt Honekamp. Honekamp sends one forward. That one goes to a teammate. That's Gabriel Nunes. Or Nunes, I think. Nunes out there. Franklin controlling it. Luke Georges, long shot to midfield. Chipped high in the air. Franklin with the header forward. And he goes down. Yet another injury stoppage. Going down on that play, I believe, was Ethan Pramod. Franklin will have it at midfield. 15:15 left, 2-0. Oliver Ames with the lead. Driving kick, heading right for the goal. The goalkeeper's out of position, and Franklin chips it home. Franklin chips it home. The goalkeeper was out of position. And I wasn't sure who got that goal. It's 2-1. The goalkeeper came out. The goalkeeper came out of position. And Franklin is on the board. 2-1 at 14:31. Still plenty of time left. Franklin has cut the 2-goal deficit down to 1. All night long, it's been a judgment call by Zach Gilson to whether to leave his line or not. That time he did. He left the goal open, and Franklin buried it. Now whistle stops play, a foul on OA. Franklin with some momentum. And teeing it up for Franklin is going to be Danny Reese. No, he's going to drop it. He's going to leave it for another teammate with the blast there. Is going to be Gabriel Nunes. Oliver Ames takes it back. Reese with the steal. Over to Rappa. And Josh Rappa tied up with it momentarily. The Panthers now, Oliver Ames has it. Franklin trying to chase it down. Rappa gets to it. And the Panthers trying to tie the game. Collision, 2 players down. There's the whistle. Call against Oliver Ames. 13-16 to go in the game. An OA player is down. And referee protecting him. Timeout on the field. That player down for Oliver Ames, I believe, is Bernie Eli, the senior. He did not start this game, but he's seen considerable action for Coach John Brada, the head coach of OA, in his 16th year. Nick Goldman, the head coach of Franklin, in his debut as a head coach here in Franklin, though he is a longtime JV coach here in the town. 13:04 left, second half, 2-1 Oliver Ames. What a start to the Hockomock season, with Franklin up against the medal of the conference with Oliver Ames. Great resume, strong program under Brada. In fact, they've won 10 of 15 Hockomock championships since Brada's 15 years at the helm. 3 state championships as well, as they continue to attend to Bernie Eli. And now he's sitting up, and now he is standing up. And he is trying to take some steps, walking very slowly and gingerly as he goes to the sideline. 13 minutes and 4 seconds. Does Franklin have enough to tie it or get a couple of goals maybe and eke out a win here on the debut for head coach Nick Goldman? Franklin with the ball here. Good position inside the 20. 2 players hovering over it. Honekamp is there, and Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan is there. It's for Honekamp. He drives it forward. It's blocked. It's rather a shot in front, which went wide. It went wide. A good attempt by the Panthers. I believe Gabe Terry took it. Nice play. A little fake from O'Sullivan to Honekamp. He drove one forward, had driven it forward, and Gabe Terry couldn't get good leg on it, and it just wobbled off to the side. Goal kick coming for Oliver Ames. This is Gilson. Zach Gilson. Chipped forward by a teammate, run down there by James Carlson, backup player, senior. And ball is hit out of bounds by Terry, and Oliver Ames will have it. Coming up on 12 minutes to go in the game. Pete Royce with you, Chris Leverone alongside. Hope you're enjoying this initial game of the 2024 boys soccer season on Franklin TV. Throw in coming for Oliver Ames. They go short. Kicked back towards the midfield area. Now to the Franklin side of the field. All white shirts with the ball. Franklin makes an appearance. Ball sent in on the left wing. And it's going to be connected on the pass, charging through. And the centering pass is too far behind a teammate, and Franklin wins the turnover battle. And they send it forward, but again, all white shirts there. And for away, Luke Churchill. He'll drive one way downfield. Sent out the other way by Luke Georges. Whistle stops play. 11:15 to go. Sub coming in on the sideline. It's Rappa coming back in for Coach Nick Goldman. Referee waiting for everybody to reposition. Now he'll drop it over, and Franklin will drive it forward. Kicked by Owe, headed by Owe, and Danny Reese has it for Franklin. Reese is going to chase it down. Left-footed boot, unfortunately, goes out of bounds, and Owe will have it. With under 11 minutes to go in the game. This is Connor Hendrick. He'll lob one, headed back by Reese. And Franklin will control. Nice play there by Danny Reese. Owe wins the ball back. They have a player through, almost all the way through. Franklin battling for it. Good play by Gabe Terry to stop that drive for Oliver Ames. And Reese will have it, and he'll chip it forward. Honekamp can't get much on it, and Oliver Ames continues to move forward with it. On the left wing, the centering pass. Reese blocks it out of there. Oliver Ames covers it. It's blocked again. Reese, rather, a lot of battling for it here. Tremendous battle for Franklin, and that was Proenka with the battle. Franklin comes out with it. Honekamp on the left side for Rappa, too far behind him and controlled back by Oliver Ames, but kept in by Rappa. Rappa, rather upfield it goes to Misagia. Reese tries to steal it, cannot. It's kept in bounds, now out of bounds, and the ball will go back to Franklin. Yes, it's Franklin's ball with under 9:30 left. 2-1. Oliver Ames with the lead. Franklin with the ball. Throw-in coming below us. This is Luke Georges. Georges, the senior defender. Signaling positioning out there on the field. Here's his whistle, and Georges runs up. A long throw on the sideline. Not on target, however, and Oliver Ames heads it, but it's not cleared. Now Owe has it to midfield and beyond. And they send a player on the left wing. Player goes down in a bump by Oliver Ames, and Franklin will come back with the ball. On the free kick, they get it going. Honekamp couldn't see the defender, and it's taken back by Matthew Honekamp. Matthew chipped forward by Proenka. Back to Honekamp. Matthew, the captain, with a nice move, tries to split two, goes down, no call this time. And Owe sends it down, but blocked by Rappa. No, by Danny Reese. Reese sends one high. Owe to midfield. Battle for it there. Won by Mason Connor for Franklin. Connor on the right wing. Franklin trying to get something to tie it up with 8:02 left in the game. Franklin with some good pressure here. They drive it forward. Now a long saving kick the other way by Owe. Headed back by Franklin. Chipped forward, now backwards rather. Ball is in the air, and taking a hit to the gut was Danny Reese. And the foul called against Owe. Reese has played a strong game for Franklin. 7:40 to go, and a whistle and a timeout. So Coach Nick Goldman, I believe his first official timeout as the head man here in Franklin, and we'll have a stoppage. And so we'll take a look at some of the other sports. Remember, girls soccer opens up on Friday, September 13th. That's against Foxborough. That's a 3:30 game. Franklin football tonight at Central Catholic, and then Friday, September 13th at Wachusett. Field hockey opens up. What a team they've had in recent years, as they will play on Tuesday, the 10th of September, against Foxborough. That time has still not been determined, probably because of other games going on that day with those respective teams. They try not to have competing teams playing at the same time. For example, if Franklin has soccer and volleyball or football on the same day, they try to schedule the time so fans can attend everything, but sometimes it's not doable. So we'll wait for the starting time on that game against Foxborough for Franklin, their opener on Tuesday, field hockey, September 10th against Foxborough High. 7:40 to go here in the game. Oliver Ames 2, Franklin 1. It's been a competitive game. Beautiful night here in Franklin. So glad you're with us, fans, here for our opening game of the 2024 season. Franklin trying to get a tie or better. And here we go. The Panthers will have it inside midfield. This is Matt Honekamp. He gets the whistle. Players dropping back, and Honekamp looking for that wall on the right side. He's going to go to it, beyond it, all the way through, headed back by Owe. So they block that drive by Honekamp. Franklin tries to steal it on the blast by Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. It's loose in front. There is Gilson out of goal. That time, though, he makes the right call and hauls it in, picks it out of the air. 7:13 to go. Gilson with a long kick. Headed to midfield. Honekamp blocks it. Here comes Matthew. Honekamp with those great moves. Matthew coming through. Gets it on the left side for Proenka. Proenka centering pass is blocked. Back to Proenka. Proenka wards off a defender, and that's out of bounds. It's going to be Franklin with the ball. I don't think it's a goal kick. I don't think it's a corner. I think it went out on the sidelines, not the back line, but we'll see. Another Franklin player is down on the field. And let's see who that is. I believe it's Matt Honekamp. And an OA player was attending to him. That was a nice sports gesture by Luke Churchill, their senior. Honekamp on his haunches. Now a teammate checks in on him. Now the per diem trainer comes over. Matt Honekamp, the captain, trying to stretch it out. We've had 3 or 4 players go down, I believe, with cramps. It's cooled off a bit from 78 at game time to 69, and Honekamp has to sit down. He's not ready to go. 69 degrees right now. 6:47 left. This is it's also a player for OA down, and he's being attended to as well. It looks like a cramp, and that player is now up. That's Craig Churchill. So here in the second half, the cramping, I believe, has taken hold on a few players. We've had 3 or 4 now, maybe 4 or 5, have that issue as they try to work it out with Matthew Honekamp. So a lot of new players for both teams, actually. We see 2 other players trying to stretch out their calves as well. Honekamp is about to stand up, and he is walking pretty good. Matthew Honekamp gets a round of applause from all the fans here, not just the Franklin fans. Honekamp will walk to the sideline. We'll see if Matt can come back in. He, Garrett Scagliarini, and Wyatt Herndon are the captains for Coach Nick Goldman. 6:47 to go. A corner. It is a corner. It's in there. The rebound shot is blocked. And Franklin with another opportunity. It's kicked high in the air by Connell. Franklin almost put one home. Now the long blast is going to be saved. And now it's loose, but it's covered up. If that ball trickled free, a Panther was right there to cash in. That would have been Josh Rappa. But Gilson held on to the ball. 6:18 to go. Gilson tees it up. Franklin with a bit of momentum going here. Can they have enough to garner a tie or more? Sent back in. Controlled by Rappa. Gets through 2. Now it's turned back by Oliver Ames, and they relieve the pressure. It's headed back, but the wrong way. Coming out of goal is Francisco, and he'll get it started to Luke Georges. Georges up to midfield, and Franklin sends it back the other way. Too high on the rebound bounce. Chip forward and going to be chased down on the far side by Pramod. Ethan Pramod. 5:33 to go. Clock moving in the second half. 2-1, Oliver Ames with the lead. Throw in coming. There it is. Sideline. Heavy traffic. Headed back. Chip forward. Franklin trying to control it to Proenka. He can't get to it. Now it's covered up by Danny Reese. He's going to send one back to his goalkeeper, and that is Francisco, who kicks it high. Over on the right side for Mason Connor. Rappa can't get to it. He's double teamed. Tries to be settling it down here, and it gets over to Proenka. Jason Proenka blasted the other way to relieve the pressure, and coming out of goal is the goalkeeper, Francisco, for Reese. Reese with trouble with it, gets it back down their own end. And Franklin will try to start up with some good forechecking here by the Tigers, and they steal it back in the offensive zone. 5 minutes to go in the game, and now it's stoppage on the big clock. The clock is controlled by the two officials on the field. We're under 5 minutes to go in the game. The steal, the block on a nice block by Franklin. Real nice block by the Panthers. And helping out his goalkeeper that time was Franklin's Luke Georges. Nice play by Georges. Away with the throw-in, however. And they control the ball in the offensive zone. Franklin with the steal. Proenka can't get to it. Is blasted all the way through and chased back by Reese. Kicked out of bounds. I think that's off of all Ames. It is. Good play there by Franklin. And they'll have it probably about 4:15 or so unofficially left in this one. Franklin trying to tie. Remember last year, Franklin led 1-0 and OA tied it in the last minute or so. And here we go. Franklin tries to get it up, turn it over. It's blocked, sent in, coming forward with it. Reese makes the steal. Nice play by Danny Reese. Now it's stolen back by Oliver Ames. Doing the honors was Julian Mercieri. To midfield, Proenka. Franklin needs a rush or two here, but they can't penetrate the midfield stripe. Oliver Ames sends it back to the Franklin zone. Good footwork here. Tremendous footwork by Cyrus Hanjami. He's got a goal, I believe, tonight. Franklin with the steal. This is Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan, and it's sent out wide on the far side, and the ball will go to Oliver Ames with, my guess, about 3:15 or so unofficially left in this one. 2-1 OA. The first game in the coaching career as head coach of Nick Goldman here at Franklin. Can the Panthers pull it out for Coach Nick? OA advancing the ball on the left side, headed there by Franklin. Open shot, it's wide, and it's going to be a goal kick coming, I believe, for Franklin. Another player trying to stretch out that calf muscle. Franklin drives it up forward. This is Danny Reese on the left wing. Reese gets the pass. It's through, and now it's over to Josh Rappa. Rappa in heavy traffic to the middle of the field. Franklin cannot get to it. Sent back the other way. Now Franklin chips it forward. And now it's Pramod. Pramod on the charge. Franklin holding it. With it was Wyatt Herndon back in the game. Sends it on the right wing. Heavy traffic there. Franklin trying to free up Pramod. And OA battle for it. And it's going to be awarded to Franklin. Franklin still with some life here. Down by one. Throw-in coming on the far side. Josh Rappa with the honors. Franklin charging in front of the net. Can Rappa get it there? The run-up. The long two-handed throw. It's there. It's loose. It's blocked. Now it's kept in. Chipped forward. Franklin with the chance to turn around move. It's high in the air. The shot there. Oh, not getting good wood on it that time was Andre Misagia. They had a chance. Misagia, though, couldn't get it squared away, and his ball goes out of bounds. A goal kick coming for the Tigers of Oliver Ames. Here comes Owe with the lead and the ball. My guess somewhere around minute 40 or so, maybe less. The goal kick, a driving kick all the way down. And this is going to come and making the charge. The kick is Francisco, but not much on it. It goes out of bounds short side to the OA bench where the Tigers will have it on the Franklin side of the field. Maybe a minute or so left. Hard to say with the clock stopped on the scoreboard showing 5 minutes as they do in the second half. 2 minutes in the first half, 5 in the second. Franklin trying to get a steal deep in their own end. Can't control it. Pramod with it. Now they do win the ball, but they need to hurry. They need to hurry. Referee stopped the clock to allow the teams to come through. And now Franklin, an important startup in their own zone, but it's turned over. And Oliver Ames cannot complete the turnover. Franklin here on their own side to Reese. He chips it forward. It's through to Misagia. Misagia. And a player goes down and a foul called on Oliver Ames. And they're going to stop the clock. As Honekamp, I believe, was back in the game. No, let's check it. It wasn't Honekamp. It was for Franklin, Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. Sub coming in for John Brada, the head coach of Oliver Ames. Franklin, can they do something here in the final few seconds? Free kick from their own 27. Here we go. The driving kick. Sent forward, headed forward, but blocked. It went off of a Panther and comes rolling out, but Franklin keeps it in. The drive is blocked by Oliver Ames. Reese can't get to it. He goes down in heavy traffic, and Owe takes it back, and unable to stop it is Franklin. Now they do chase it down, and it's going to be sent to their goalkeeper who has to boot it, and he pops one up. It goes over the head of Connell and back to Oliver Ames with very few seconds left in this game. Oliver Ames 2, Franklin 1. Here we go. With the ball is Connor Hendrick. Very little time remaining. 2-1 Owe. A steal by Franklin. Is this their last opportunity? Coming forward, a nice header there. A beautiful one by Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. But Owe takes it back, and a player goes down. It's O'Mahony O'Sullivan. He's down. The official will now see that, and will he stop the clock? Yes. It's Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. Was that a double whistle? I think that was the double whistle. So they didn't quite stop it exactly at that injury. He let the clock go for a few more seconds, and the game is over. The game is over. Oliver Ames wins it 2-1. It looked like maybe they could have stopped it, but the official was eyeing the situation and did not stop the play. There was only a second or two left, as going down was Zach O'Mahony O'Sullivan. And Owe will come into Piscini Stadium and leave Piscini Stadium with a choice 2-1 victory over the Panthers of Franklin High School. Well, we hope you enjoyed it. Franklin trailed it 1-0 at halftime, 2-0 with 23:40 to go. Got a goal at 14:31, but couldn't get the equalizer. And a good, solid defense by Oliver Ames turned the trick for the Tigers, and they win it here on the opening game of the season. So Franklin goes to 0-1 on the season, and they'll be next in action here in boys soccer on the 10th of September as they host King Philip, and that's a 4 o'clock kickoff at Piscini Stadium, Tuesday, September 10th. Till then, on behalf of all of you, we thank you for tuning into our telecast here tonight. I'd like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator here today with all the sights and sounds. Chris Leverone, among the first to arrive and the last to leave. This is Pete Royce saying so long from Piscini Stadium in the beautiful town of Franklin. The final score for the final